going to do another Pilates HIIT class where we will take the Pilates HIIT format of doing an exercise continuously for 45 seconds, then taking a 10-second break before going on to the next exercise. We'll do 6 exercises, one after the other, which will bring us to a total of about 5 minutes of continuous exercise. So then, depending on how you feel at the end, you may wish to do a second circuit or even a third or fourth or fifth or sixth. How many you do is totally up to you and how you feel after doing each set. So just take it one at a time, listen to your body, but do challenge yourself. So I'll start by going through the exercises that we're going to do today, then we'll do a quick warm-up and then we'll start our 5-minute HIIT session. So to begin, I'm just going to sit in the middle of my mat with my legs about hip distance apart, hold the back of the thighs and transition down to the mat. We're going to just check that our spine is in alignment, so we bring the feet a little bit closer to the bum so that the feet are flat on the ground. There's about a 45-degree bend in the knees, and we're just going to tilt the spine back and forward to find that neutral spot in the middle where the back is neither arched down towards the mat nor towards the ceiling. So we'll stop at that neutral place and then we're going to take a deep breath in to prepare, engage the tummy and float the head and shoulders off the mat, stretching the arms forward. This is similar to how we start our 100 exercise. Today we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to do some toe taps. So we're going to lift one leg up to tabletop position and then slowly squeeze the tummy and lift the second leg up, gluing the 2 knees together. Then we're going to do some toe taps from there, where we touch the toe down to the ground, 1 foot at a time. Really squeeze into the tummy each time you go to lower the leg, to make sure the back does not arch away from the mat. If you find that this is too much on your tummy, you can do it with one leg on the mat. So lift one leg up and tip it down, and then up and down, making sure the back stays in alignment, and we'll switch over to the other leg about halfway through. I'll tell you when to switch. So that's the first exercise. To come out of that, we'll just grab the back of the leg and roll ourselves up to the sitting position. The second exercise is going to be our saw. So we'll sit about halfway along the length of the mat. We'll put the legs just out to the corners of the mat, so just out to the sides of the mat, and flex the feet so the toes are coming back towards you. You want to be sitting up nice and straight, so get whatever bend into the knees you need in order to sit up nice and straight. From there, we're going to engage the tummy and we're going to bring the arms out to the side. The starting movement is just to twist to the side with both arms. Then we twist the back hand to face the back wall and stretch the other hand forward to cut off our little toe with a 2-part cutting movement. Then we come back to center. Twist to the opposite side. Back hand faces the back wall, cut the toe off in a double cutting motion. So once more, we twist the hand, cut. And we'll do that in a nice flowing motion for 45 seconds. So that's the second exercise. The third exercise is going to be on our hip. So if you come over onto your side, legs are straight. There's a couple of positions that you can have for your shoulder. You can rest on your shoulder as I am doing now, elevated up off the mat, or you can rest with your head down on your hand, or I like to just maybe cup the back of my hand so that I'm in a semi-elevated position. Your other hand is resting on the mat just in front of you. Don't worry about the shoulder position as long as you're in a straight line. Just do whatever feels comfortable for you. It's the bottom half of the body that we're working in this exercise. So again, we're going to take a deep breath in to prepare, engage the tummy, and lift the waist just very slightly away from the mat. And then we're going to flex the foot to lift, point the toe to push down, flex the foot to lift, point the toe to push down. You should feel like you're using just as much energy to push the leg down as you are to push the leg up. So you're not just dropping the leg, but you're actively pushing the leg down. We'll do that for about half the length of the 45 seconds, and then we'll switch to tapping the toe to the front and the back. It doesn't have to be too far in front or behind. The purpose of this part of the exercise is to maintain your balance. So your hips shouldn't be rocking back and forward. You shouldn't be rolling forward or rolling backwards. So really squeeze into the tummy as we bring the toe to the front and to the back. So that will actually be exercise number 3 and number 4, because we'll need to turn around and do it again on the other side. The last exercise is going to be a side plank exercise, and there's a couple of options for this. So option 1 is to do the side plank off your knees. So you would stack your legs in a bent knee position, as I'm doing here, with your knees at the front of the mat and your feet towards the back of the mat. Then bring your right hand or your lower hand to the front of the mat to line up with the knees, and slide it slightly away towards the back of the mat. From there, we put the hand onto the hip and lift up into a side plank position. So that's option 1. Option 2 is slightly more challenging. We'll extend the legs. There's still a slight bend in the legs. The feet are staggered with the top foot in front of the bottom foot. We place the hand directly under the shoulder, hand onto the hip, engage the tummy and push up into a side plank position. So this is the full side plank position. Whichever option you choose, you can choose to either stay in the plank position, or if you'd like some extra challenge, you can extend the arm to the ceiling and thread the arm underneath. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. You can thread the arm a few times, and then if you get tired, you can just relax in the plank position. If you're in this full plank position and it becomes too much, you can go down and use the half plank position instead. So that's all of the exercises. We'll start with a quick warm up for the spine, and then we'll start our HIIT series. So if you come round onto all fours, we're going to just do a quick cat to camel stretch. So the hands should be directly under the shoulders, the knees directly under the hips, the legs are about hip distance apart. We take a deep breath in, engage the tummy, and let's arch the back up towards the ceiling as we drop the head to look between the legs. Then we'll reverse the stretch, drop the back down towards the mat as we lift the head to look forward. Again, we'll arch the back up towards the ceiling, drop the head to look between the legs, really stretch behind the shoulder blades, get the stretch the full length of the spine. Then we'll drop the spine to look forward. We'll do one more. Slowly drop the head and arch the spine, arch the space between the two shoulder blades, look down through the legs, and then we'll drop the spine towards the mat to look forward. From there, we're going to drop the knee and then the hip down to the mat and swivel around onto our bum. The legs are about hip distance apart. We'll grab the back of the knees and transition down to the mat. And before I do that, I'm just going to start my timer. So head and shoulders are off the mat, both legs are raised, and we're tapping one leg and then the other leg. Make sure the tummy is very tightly engaged. If it's too much for your tummy, do it with one leg flat on the mat. Really try to stretch the arms forward as well to increase your lift off the mat. If you're doing one leg at a time, now is the time to switch to the other leg. So let's keep it going. Really squeeze the tummy to make sure the back is not arching away from the floor. Breathe deep into the lungs to keep ourselves going. We have 5 seconds. 2, 3, and relax. Let's grab the back of the knee and come up to a seated position. The feet are about the width of the mat, toes pointed towards you. Sit up straight and let's start our saw. Center, other side, center, other side, center. Twist, don't forget to twist the hand. Twist the hand as you're sawing. Keep completely straight each time you come back up to center. Keep breathing deep into the sides of the lungs. Keep the tummy engaged. We have a double cut each time we stretch forward. Keep the back nice and straight when you're back to center. No tension in the shoulders, but a nice squeeze into the tummy. And we have 3 seconds. Last one. And we'll transition onto our side for our side leg series. So your hand is in front, your head is rested, whichever way is comfortable. And we're going to lift the top leg and lower. Lift and lower. Make sure the tummy is engaged and the waist lifted just a small amount away from the mat. Let's keep it going. We'll do a few more seconds before we switch to the taps front. So now we're going to switch. Tap front, tap back, tap front, tap back. Really squeeze the tummy and use this hand as much as you need to keep your balance so that there's no rocking back and forth in the hips. You're staying completely stable. So that's finished on one side. We'll spin over and set ourselves up on the other side. Lift the waist away from the mat and let's lift and lower. Lift and lower. 3, 4, lift. Keep the tummy engaged. Keep the waist lifted just slightly away from the mat. And now we'll switch to tapping in front, behind, in front, behind. Really squeeze the tummy to keep yourself nice and stable. Breathe nice and deeply into the lungs to keep those muscles working efficiently. 3, 2, 1, and we're going to transition into our side plank. So I'm going to continue on this side. If you're doing it off your knees, move the hand forward. If you're doing the full one, the hand is under your shoulder and we're up into our side plank position and I'm going to feed. So just do what works for you. Don't feel you need to continue the full 45 seconds with the feeding, or if you're in the high plank position, don't feel that you have to stay there. You can go down to the knee position. And I can't see my counter. I have 10 seconds. Really squeeze the tummy. Last one. Knees down, hip down. And we'll spin around to do the same on the opposite side. This is our last exercise. So stick with it. We're nearly there. And we're up, arm in the air, and let's feed under. Really squeeze the tummy. Keep relaxed through the shoulders as much as possible. You're using a lot of shoulder muscle in this exercise, but try and keep the tension out of the shoulders. So squeeze the tummy and really breathe deeply to get you through this last exercise. We're nearly there. Just a few more to go. Breathe deeply. Keep the tummy engaged. And the knee to the ground, hip to the ground, and that's it. I'll just stop my timer. So that's it for today's class. I hope you enjoyed those exercises. Don't forget that you can go back and do this circuit again a few more times if you feel you have the energy. And we'll see you back here soon. Bye.